Welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down the 6 rifles that Americans actually buy the most, ranked by how well they perform in power, modularity, and accuracy. Each of these 3 categories is rated on a scale of 1 to 3 stars, for a total possible score of 9. And I'll explain each rating using real numbers like muzzle velocity, barrel length, ammo type, magazine capacity, average street price, and sustainment notes, so you can see why those stars make sense. If tactical breakdowns are your thing, stick around. Let's get into the list. Starting off at number 6, we've got the Ruger 1022, a lightweight semi-automatic rimfire rifle that's been a staple in American households since the 1960s and is commonly used for plinking, small game hunting, and training new shooters. Power earns 1 star because it fires the Toner 22 LR cartridge, minimal recoil, low muzzle energy, typically 100-140 FTLB, an effective out to only about 50-75 yards for practical hunting. Despite that, the platform's low acquisition cost and cheap ammo mean thousands of new shooters choose it each year, and total lifetime production is commonly cited in the millions, which is why it shows up on many most sold lists. Modularity earns 2 stars because the 1022 enjoys one of the largest aftermarket ecosystems of any rimfire platform. Drop-in triggers, barrels, stocks, optics rails, and even caliber conversion kits exist, and that broad parts market is a major reason many owners invest in upgrades. Accuracy earns 1 star because while a tuned 1022 with a quality barrel and match .22 ammo can print sub 1-inch groups at 50 yards, typical factory configurations are accurate enough for 25-50 yard targets but struggle past 75 yards as the light projectile drops and loses velocity. Typical buyer profile here skews toward families, beginner shooters, and weekend plinkers looking for low cost range time and easy maintenance. Totaling 4 stars. It's affordable, light, often under 5 lb, and endlessly moddable for fun and training, but it's not a power tool for serious long-range work. Coming in at number 5 is the Mossberg Patriot, a straightforward bolt-action rifle made in the US that's popular with hunters for offering solid value in common hunting calibers. Power earns 2 stars because chamberings like .308, Winchester, and 6.5 Creedmoor deliver strong ballistic performance and terminal energy suitable for medium to large game, with muzzle energies typically in the 2,400-2,800 FTLB range depending on load. These calibers are popular among deer and elk hunters and explain steady annual sales to hunting-focused buyers. Modularity earns 1 star because the Patriot's customization is mostly limited to stocks, optics, and recoil pads. The action and chassis are not as readily adapted to modular AR-style swaps, so buyers who want a modern, upgradable chassis often look elsewhere. Accuracy earns 2 stars because many Patriot models can shoot sub-MO8 with quality factory or hand loads at 100 yards when fitted with a proper optic and free-floating barrel, though out-of-the-box triggers and bedding may need upgrades for competition-level groups. The typical Mossberg Patriot buyer tends to be a practical hunter or first-time long gun purchaser, seeking affordability and honest factory performance. Totaling 5 stars. For hunters seeking an affordable bolt gun with honest performance and common magazine options, it's a reliable choice. Sliding into number 4. The Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport 2 is a direct impingement AR-15 pattern rifle made for civilians who want military-style ergonomics on a budget and broad parts compatibility. Power earns 2 stars because chambered in 5.56 NATO. It produces moderate muzzle energy, usually in the neighborhood of 1,200 to 1,300 FTLB from a 16-inch barrel, adequate for most defensive training in medium-range recreational uses, but not a high-energy battle rifle. This caliber's ubiquity contributes to AR pattern rifles, accounting for a very large share of civilian rifle ownership overall. Modularity earns 2 stars, because while the Sport 2 accepts a wide range of AR pattern upgrades, barrels, triggers, handguards, optics, the base package is basic, and some parts require common upgrades to reach peak utility. The AR ecosystem means buyers range from first-time owners to experienced hobbyists who value parts interchangeability. Accuracy earns 2 stars because most Sport 2 rifles will group around 1.5-2 MOA with off-the-shelf ammo and a decent optic, making them perfectly serviceable for general shooting and entry-level precision when the shooter and ammo are competent. Typical street price and sales volumes make the Sport 2 a common gateway AR in many civilian gun cabinets, totaling 6 stars. It typically sells between about $650 and $800, ships with a 30-round magazine, and is easy to maintain, a go-to for first-time AR owners. Number 3 sits the FN Escar 17S, a premium semi-automatic rifle built on a combat-proven Belgian design and chambered in 7.62 Koksasiken 51mm NATO for hard-hitting performance and long-range capability. Power earns 3 stars because the 7.62 NATO round brings significant terminal energy and extended effective range. Muzzle energy is commonly in the 2500 to 2800. FTLB range and practical engagement well past 600, 800 yards depending on optics and ammo. And that full power cartridge profile attracts professional users and precision-focused civilians. Modularity earns 2 stars because the SCAR's modularity is real but somewhat proprietary. Quick change barrels, adjustable folding stocks, and accessory rails are standard, but some parts are FN specific and not as universally interchangeable as AR pattern components. So buyers who want maximum aftermarket flexibility sometimes choose other platforms. Accuracy earns 2 stars because with a quality 16.25-inch cold hammer forged barrel and match ammunition, the SCAR 17S regularly achieves 1.25 MOA, making it an accurate and lethal option when weight and cost are acceptable trade-offs. Owners here are often professionals, special operations enthusiasts, and dedicated long-range shooters who accept the higher price for proven battlefield pedigree, totaling 7 stars. Expect street prices, often in the $2,500 to $3,500 range, and a weight around 8 to 9 lb depending on config, which positions it as a serious tool for long-range work and professional users. Coming in at number 2, the Daniel Defense DDM4 V7 is an American-made AR platform that's become synonymous with premium build quality, repeatable performance, and a strong parts ecosystem. Power earns 2 stars because chambered in 5.56 NATO, it's still caliber limited compared to full power rifle rounds. But the VC7's mid-length gas system and optimized barrel profile maximize velocity and reliability for that cartridge, often delivering muzzle velocities around 2,700 to 2,900 FPS from a 16-inch barrel. Those performance gains are part of why the DDM4 V7 is a top pick among budget-blind buyers seeking service rifle durability. Modularity earns 3 stars because Daniel Defense builds its rifles with M-LOK handguards, mil-spec dimensions, ambidextrous controls, and wide aftermarket compatibility. You can change optics, triggers, stocks, rails, and more with minimal fitment headaches. And that strong ecosystem explains why the DDM4 attracts both professional and enthusiast buyers. Accuracy earns 3 stars because its cold hammer-forged, chrome moly, vanadium barrel, and tight tolerances let seasoned shooters reach sub-MOA groups, commonly 0.8, 1.0 in at 100 yards, with match-grade ammo, making it a favorite for precision-oriented shooters who still want an AR platform. Totaling 8 stars, it's often listed around $1,700, $2,100 new, balances weight and ergonomics well, usually in the 6.5 to 7.5 lb range, and is favored by those who want near service rifle durability with precision potential. Many law enforcement procurement documents and municipal firearms listings show DDM4 series rifles being purchased for agency use, reinforcing its reputation. City of Woodland, GovMos 1. And now, before we reach number 1, if you're enjoying this countdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more cinematic firearm comparisons every week. Finally, at number 1 we've got the Colt M4 Carbine, the iconic US service rifle platform that's shaped modern rifle ergonomics and aftermarket ecosystems, and remains wildly influential in civilian markets as the archetypal carbine. Power earns 3 stars because, while chambered in 5.56 NATO, it is optimized for carbine length performance. A typical 14.5 x 16-inch configuration produces consistent muzzle velocities and reliable terminal performance inside 500 yards. With controllable recoil and practical energy for most defensive and tactical roles, the broad adoption of M4 AR pattern rifles in civilian hands, estimated in the millions of platforms nationwide, is a major driver of parts and ammo markets and keeps aftermarket prices competitive. Modularity earns 3 stars because the M4 is the foundation of the AR ecosystem. Standardized receivers, widespread parts interchangeability, and an almost limitless aftermarket for optics, stocks, barrels, and mission-specific kits make it the most adaptable choice available, and that universality is why millions of owners over decades have leaned toward AR pattern rifles for home defense, competition, and duty. Accuracy earns 3 stars because, with mil-spec barrels, free-float handguards, and a tuned trigger, an M4 pattern carbine in skilled hands routinely produces near MOA, or better groups at 100 yards, and excellent. Repeatability for follow-up shots. The typical M4 AR buyer ranges from blue-collar recreational shooters to active duty and former service members who prize parts, commonality, and low sustainment friction. Totaling 9 stars. Light enough for long days on the range, compatible with standard Stanig magazines, and backed by decades of platform maturity, the Colt M4 remains the top-selling, most adaptable rifle that matches countless user needs across America. So, do you agree with this ranking? Would you have placed the SCAR or DDM4 higher, or swapped the 1022 into a higher slot? Tell me which rifle you'd put at number 1 and why. I read every comment, and I'll pin the best argument in the first pinned comment.